Hey vinyl friends and vinyl community, it's Brian from Brian's Vinyl Records, and I'm here with a special episode this week. I mentioned in my Vinyl Editions update that my local record store had a 5-year anniversary sale which included a 99-cent sale. But not just 99 cents, they also gave 20% off everything else in the store. So I picked up a lot of really good 99-cent records, and I also grabbed a few things that normally I probably wouldn't have walked out of the store with, but with 20% off, I figured why not. So stick around and I'll show you the treasures that I picked up this weekend at the Mill City Sound 5th year anniversary sale. All right, welcome back. So like I said, 5 years, Mill City Sound has been around in Hopkins, Minnesota, and I've been going there probably for 4 of those years, and it's been one of my favorite shops in the area to go to. They have 99-cent sales probably 2 to 3 times a year, if not more than that. And you can find some really good treasures in those 99-cent sales. It's not all just garbage stuff. They have a lot of good stuff in there, things that are common in many places, and sometimes you can find some things that are not as common. Most of it is in really good shape. There are obviously going to be some that are not the best shape in the world. However, most of what I get from there is actually in pretty decent shape, and I walk out pretty happy to have them in my collection. So let's get to it. Let me start with the 99-cent finds that I got, and then I'll move on to the 20% off stuff that I picked up as well, because there's some cool stuff there as well. So we'll start with the 99 cents information, and the first one I picked up here is this one here. Now, if you know me at all, you know that I am not a big Bruce Springsteen guy. He's not my favorite artist. I don't understand the hype behind him, and I don't get his music per se. It just doesn't appeal to me. However, I'm one of the few people out there who actually really love the album Tunnel of Love, and that's the only one I've ever actually purchased of Bruce Springsteen's. I got a free copy of Born in the USA from one of the guys I bought records from. He just threw it in there for me, and you know, that's fine. It's all good. But then I saw this there for 99 cents. It's a double LP, and from everything I see online, this is one of his better albums. So I figured if I'm gonna try and get into Bruce Springsteen, this is probably the album I want to grab to try and do that. So I picked this up, listened to it the other day. You know, it's fine, it's good. There's some good stuff on here. Still not really my bag, so to say, with Bruce, but you know, this is a fun little album. It's got some highlights, some great slow jams on there that are good. So worth 99 cents to pick this up and start a Bruce Springsteen collection there. This one I picked up I'm really excited about as well. This is Billy Squier's Don't Say No album. Man, I mean, Billy Squier's name I've heard many times. Never really had an album of his, never really listened to his music other than radio. But I put this thing on, and the first 3 songs, I knew all 3 of them right away. And I was shocked at the fact that I knew all these songs by Billy Squier. Fantastic album. Really enjoyed listening to this one. So for 99 cents, this is in excellent shape. Very happy to add this to my collection as well. Another one to add to my Heart collection here is this one. This is Little Queen by Heart, and really enjoy this as well. Barracuda on here is the big hit, and you can't go wrong by picking up any Queen, and for 99 cents it's a bargain. So very happy to add this Queen to my Queen collection, which is getting bigger every day, so real excited about that. Alright, I picked up a 99-cent album by this artist last time around, and it was kind of like a follow-up to her big album, which had the Betty Davis eyes. This is Kim Carnes, and I picked up a couple of her albums here for 99 cents. This one here is Voyeur. Fantastic album. I listened to this one. It sounds awesome and is really good. This is pre-Betty Davis eyes, I believe, and really enjoyed this one. And I also grabbed this one as well. I haven't listened to this one yet, but this is Romance Dance by Kim Carnes. So looking forward to giving that a spin as well, because really dig her voice. She's got a really cool voice, and the songs are pretty rockin', so good stuff from her. These next two I picked up for my wife. She's a huge fan of 60s, 50s, and 60s music, and I saw these there, and at first I thought they were the same thing, so I grabbed one, and then I realized that they're volumes 1 and 2 of this, so I picked this up. This is called Leaders of the Pack, volumes 1 and 2, and it's just a compilation of really cool, good 50s and 60s rock and roll music, and so we listened to this one the other day, and it's absolutely fantastic. This was put out, I believe, by Columbia House in the 80s as one of their compilations that they did, and it's really a good listen. So, real excited. She's happy to have this as well. Very cool. I also grabbed her one of her favorite musicals of all time, and that is The Sound of Music, Rodgers and Hammerstein's Sound of Music soundtrack. Very excited for her to have this. It's one of her favorite movies. Not my favorite movie to watch, but she's very excited to have this as well. Grab this right away. This is exciting for me. This is Willie and Waylon, and this is Take It to the Limit, a combination album by the two of them, and I'm very excited to listen to this. I have not put it on yet. I've got quite a few Willie and Waylons to get through that I picked up recently, so excited to give this a spin. As you know, I've been getting a lot of Willie Nelson lately, so excited for that. And speaking of Willie Nelson, I also picked up this one. This is Somewhere Over the Rainbow by Willie Nelson. Of course, he does that song on here and a bunch of other stuff, but this one was still in the cellophane, and the record is, absolutely pristine. So for 99 cents, can't go wrong picking up Willie Nelson, man. Good stuff right there. Also with Willie Nelson, I picked this up. This is a soundtrack to Honeysuckle Rose. I have no clue what that movie is, never seen it, never heard of it, but it's Willie Nelson and family, so I figured for 99 cents I'd pick it up. It's in excellent condition. The cover is gatefold. It's really good condition, and the albums are as well, so looking forward to hearing this one too. So the next two I picked up, I'm very curious for. I love the band Bad English's debut album. It's one of my favorites from the late 80s, and I saw these two sitting there and figured I might as well pick them up. This is John Waite. This first one is called Ignition, and the second one here is called No Breaks. He's the lead singer for Bad English, so I'm really excited to give these a spin and see what he has to offer with for the solo efforts. These are way before Bad English came out. These are the early 80s albums, so looking forward to hearing these and seeing what these are all about. This one here, Survivor, Vital Signs. Really dug, of course, their album with the tiger on the cover, and of course that has their biggest hit, but looking forward to hearing what else they've got. That was a really rockin' album, so I'm expecting this to be another really rockin' album. I'm excited to listen to that as well. Next up, I picked up this Eagles on the Border album. Looking forward to hearing this. It's got Already Gone on it, which is one of my favorite songs. We played that a lot live in the band I was in, so excited to give this a spin. Of course, I got the Eagles' greatest hits already, so don't really need a lot of the Eagles solo albums, but when they're 99 cents, you might as well grab them. This one, other than stains on the cover, is actually in really good shape. This next one I'm really excited about because this is a band that I grew up listening to because of my dad. This is the Byrds' Greatest Hits album. Really looking forward to listening to this. I love the Byrds. I have another Byrds compilation as well, which has a lot of the same stuff on here, but this is the official Greatest Hits album. Really excited to spin that. Next one, Marshall Tucker Band. I always love good Marshall Tucker Band. This one is Together Forever. Southern rock, like I've mentioned numerous times, is my jam, and these guys are fantastic country Southern rock, so looking forward to giving this a spin. I've been slowly adding Marshall Tucker. You can get Marshall Tucker very cheap in the vinyl community. People just either bought too many of them and they're readily available, or they just don't appreciate enough of Marshall Tucker, but Marshall Tucker is a fantastic band, and looking forward to spinning this one. This next one I got, so I picked up a 99-cent sale on this one, well, probably a year or two ago, and it looked really nice and everything, but unfortunately the cover was really trashed and the album had a lot of noise on it, and I wasn't able to get all that noise out with my cleaning methods. So I've been on the lookout for a replacement for it. This one popped up in the 99-cent bin, so I thought I'd give it another shot and try again. This is Simon & Garfunkel's Bridge Over Troubled Water, an absolutely fantastic album from Simon & Garfunkel, and the album itself looks to be in pristine shape, so I'm really hoping that this one sounds a lot better than the one I had, so hoping that I got an upgrade copy for a really good price. So excited about that. The next two here are the final two in the 99-cent sale, and I just picked these up because why not? They're 80s hard rock band from Canada, and I really enjoyed the two albums I have of theirs already, so I picked these up. This is April Wine's Power Play, which is supposed to be one of their better ones, and April Wine's Harder, Faster. So two new April Wine albums to add to my April Wine collection, which brings it, I believe, up to 4 albums now. So looking forward to spinning these. I love good hard rock, especially from the 80s. So that's the 99-cent sale. Now we're going to move on, and I'm going to show you some of the stuff I picked up that was outside the 99-cent sale. And I spent a lot of time just kind of sifting through. They had a huge amount of new editions that they put out there, and I didn't go in right away. There was a huge line for that because they put out some really, really good stuff in the new editions section to kind of have a big sale here for it. Everything was 20% off in the store, so all used, all new, all equipment that they sold, pretty much everything in the store was 20% off, other than obviously the 99-cent sale stuff. So I spent a lot of time sifting through a couple areas to try and find some albums that normally I probably wouldn't pay the used price on, because sometimes used albums go for almost the same as buying a brand new one, and it just don't make sense to me that way. But for 20% off, you're talking a few bucks here and there, that's going to make it worthwhile. So I spent a lot of time downstairs in the soundtrack section and picked up quite a few goodies here. We'll start with this guy. This is Crossroads. Fantastic movie starring Ralph Macchio, better known as the Karate Kid. Steve Vai plays the devil on guitar. Really a good movie if you're into blues music, and the soundtrack is absolutely fantastic. It's bluesy, it's just beautiful music, so I'm real excited to add this. This wasn't too expensive. I think it was $6, so 20% off $6. It's actually a pretty good price, like $4 or something, so you had to pick that up. This one was in the new arrivals bin, and for some reason it was marked at $5.99. Album looks to be in really great shape. There's a sticker on the cover, maybe that's why, I'm not sure, or maybe just people don't want this album. But this is Wild Wild West, of course, the movie starring Kevin Kline and Will Smith. And, you know, I don't know, the title track alone was something I really liked back in the day, so why not pick that up? But also there's a song on here called Balamos by Enrique Iglesias that was also a hit from this, so very fun. A lot of hip-hop on here, of course, given that, but there's some good music on here as well, and enjoyed listening to this. It sounds absolutely fantastic, by the way, and so why not? For $5.99 plus 20% off, I decided to give this a shot. This next one, I've never seen the movie for, and I don't know if I will. Maybe I will, but from all I hear, it's a terrible movie. However, this is Michael Jackson, so I had to pick it up. This is the Wiz soundtrack, right? Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, the Wiz. Haven't seen the movie. Wife says it's kind of freaky. She's seen it. And so maybe one day we'll sit down, find it, and give it a watch. But I had to get this because, as many of you know, Michael Jackson was my favorite artist growing up when I was a kid. And so to have this, something with his music on here further down the road on here, might as well pick that up. And I think this one, it was also like $5.99, so dirt cheap. Couldn't pass up a copy of that. I'm really excited about this one because I've really gotten into John Williams soundtracks, and you know, why not go with Raiders of the Lost Ark? Fantastic movie. John Williams wrote the music for it, so it's going to be good. I can't wait to listen to this one. Haven't listened to it yet. This one I picked up as well. I think this one was a little more. I think this was $9.99, but 20% off, you know, brings it $2 down, $7. Can't beat that. So Raiders of the Lost Ark, looking forward to that as well. All right, so that does it for the soundtracks. Now we'll get into some of the other stuff I found there, which I'm really, really pumped about. We'll start with this guy here. This is Prince, Dirty Mind. He had 2 of these in the new arrival bin. This one that I picked up and another one. This one was $9.99. The other one was $19.99. And the only thing I think of, and this one's a VG shape, so it's not pristine. There's definitely some noise on it. But once the music starts, it sounds just fine. But I think it's because if you look at the cover here, we've got some really nice graffiti added to Prince here on his face up there, all that. And then, of course, it says purr up there. So a little play on purple or something like that. I don't know. And then, of course, I'm guessing that this Sadie down here is who did the artwork for us, signed her name for us there. So an autographed Prince record, but not by Prince. So I think that's played into the contributions of why this album came out so cheap. But you know what? For a VG copy, it's got some scratches and stuff on it, but it doesn't skip, and it sounds pretty good, so I'm happy with what I got here. All right, I've been looking for this one for a while, and I just don't like the price, so I finally picked it up with 20% off here. This is the Bangles, and this one's Everything, and the reason I wanted this one is because it has the song Eternal Flame on here, which is a massive, massive hit for them. The other album that I have of theirs has the other hits that they had, Manic Monday and whatnot, but this one has Eternal Flame on it, and so I wanted to get it. I finally found it, and I think it was $10 used, which isn't terrible, so $7 after the discount. Can't go wrong with that, man. So Bangles, Everything. How about this one? Cyndi Lauper's True Colors. Oh, there you go. $8.99 on the sticker up there. So $8.99 minus a couple bucks. Couldn't pass that up. Obviously, I have the other Cyndi Lauper. That's her more famous record. But True Colors is a fantastic song. I felt that it would have been good to have on vinyl. So I picked this up as well. Very excited to add this to my collection. And of course, I couldn't walk away without finding something for my girl Dolly. So here we go. The Great Pretender is the album here. Dolly Parton. Looking forward to that. In great shape. And this one was cheap. This was like $5. Can't pass that up. And finally, last but not least, this was in the new arrivals bin. Now, I had gone through the other bins of used records, and they had 3 copies of this album, all priced the same, $20. Used copies. I looked at them all. They're all pretty decent shape. And then I went to the new arrivals bin, and this was sitting there as well. And this one looks like it was never even touched by a needle. The cover is in mint condition. There are no creases, no nothing to it. It still is stiff when you open it up. Everything looks fantastic. And the albums, I mean, they are beyond beautiful. There is not a single scratch, mark, scuff, nothing on these things. It looked, like I said, like it had never touched a turntable. Like the guy bought it and never bothered putting it on. This is the Allman Brothers live at Fillmore East. It is the standard for live albums from 1971. I've wanted this for a long, long time, but it's usually typically pretty expensive. This is one of the newer pressings, which I'm absolutely fine with, but it sounds absolutely fantastic. I put it on the turntable when I got home. I listened to it. It blows my mind. Love these guys, and to capture Duane Allman live before his death on an album like this is truly fantastic. So super excited to have this in my collection. And $20. I basically got it for $15 because of the 20% off, and to me that was well worth the price right there. So that's it. That is everything I got from this year's 5th year anniversary sale for Mill City Sound. I want to thank Mill City Sound in Hopkins for hosting this sale. I walked away with a ton of great new albums for my collection, and really pumped. I've been going through them this week, listening to them. Love it. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a comment. give a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. I want to thank all of you who have subscribed already. I've reached that 100 subscriber platform. Stay tuned. I'm going to be announcing contests after Labor Day here to celebrate the fact that we've reached 100 subscribers. And look forward to announcing that. I think you're going to like this one. So thanks for watching. And until next time, keep spinning, vinyl friends.